you're not recording. I know, I mean. Oh, yeah.
What? No. Oh. That's just, I don't know the office meeting or it's not on there. Hey, how are you? You guys do.
So.
Yeah. I got one. Thank you. Alive.
I gotta do this. And then I'm gonna hand it over to you. Okay.
Same with that. Girls can pick up a lot of extra after we.
There's that.
No, just.
Oh, that's the clerk's report.
Just the scope and the second avenue.
Yep.
I have a packet for No, I have. Huh?
Now, they want to go for it.
You're gonna have a celebrity on your hand. 24 people watching. Touch it. Yeah, hold it straight out.
Yes.
Yep.
Call the meeting to order. Roll call, Gas.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Tillman.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to everybody. Nice crowd tonight. Thanks for coming. Conflict of interest, anything, anybody have big problems with? If not, approval of the agenda.
We are going to remove, number 5E and F, the sale of golf course and the property that we just rezoned from R1 to R3. We are not there in that process yet, so those are off the agenda. We will not speak about them today.
Okay, with those exceptions, is there approval of the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Consent agenda. Voting the minutes, 2/6/24 meeting and claims in the amount of $221,022.62.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Norma Wainwright. Yes.
Yes, I just wanted to know if I can do farmer's market again this year, the same place.
So Norma sets up her farmer's market, right in front of City Hall, right just where right in front of the library, our entrance. So she's just asking for permission again from the council to do that again this year. And what times do you do that at, Norma?
I do that on Saturday between 9:30 and 9 and 11, or 9 to 11. 30,
Thank you.
yeah. And then also too, we had spaces, 3 spaces dedicated to the farmer's market, so that nobody could park in them. Like they had a party there, then we had 3 spaces so that if anybody wanted to come to farmer's market, they could park there. Is that all right still?
So they had 3 parking spaces that were blocked off so that people could see the farmer's market. Nobody would park there during library hours. They were approved last year for that, so she's just asking for that also.
A motion to approve that?
I'll approve that. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Sure, I have
Yes.
one- Okay, I have one other question too. I've been asking whether we could set up on hobo days, I've never gotten an answer on that. I think I've done that like the last couple of years, and I never got an answer.
Where would you set up?
Well, we would set up where we usually set up, but we'd be back off the street, be on the other side of the sidewalk.
So the Hobo Committee are the people that you need to ask for that, since they are,
Okay.
yep, they're the ones in charge of that, and I can give you Amy Bachman's number.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah, because we're there only like 2 hours on Saturday, so it's
Yeah.
not like we're there all the time.
yeah. I'll give you a call tomorrow, Norma, and give you Amy's number.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think they also have to get permission from the carnival people. You see, used to. If for any other vendors, you can sell food or anything. And I would imagine you will be, right?
What now?
Wouldn't be somebody up there selling food?
Well, I bake a lot,
Okay, yeah,
yeah. And then I'm hoping to have some vegetables too and stuff like that.
okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, we'll find out.
Okay, thank you.
First from department heads, library, Linda?
It's not here.
And here. And get the report. Public Works Vance. Good man.
So we met with the representative from Nazarene Church about the utility services during their demolition. We got new flags up at the high school stop signs and also some new flashers that just came in this week. Justin and I went over to Sanborn and toured their water treatment plant. They have a RO system very similar to the one that we have. We have new posts and signs coming this week for the handicap parking that'll help blend out in front of the library. We had to repair the stoplight, or the light on the stop sign on Highway. Met with the Hawkins representative for the water plant. When they repaved the Highway 18, I realized that they have gone over a sanitary sewer manhole, so that is in the works to be cut out. We've sanded and swept the streets. I met with Eric from Bolton and Mink about the 2nd Avenue. Done some water repairs. P&P Electric was here to service the generators. Received a notice on a violation from the DNR about copper limits at the sewer plant. Received the startup schedule for the water plant. So Hinkle has sent us a list of everything they're trying to do. So next week, we're going to start well number 1. The week after that, they are going to be painting pipe and working on the chemical skids. The week after that, we should be doing pump starts up. In the first week of April, there'll be West Tech Quality Flow and Vesco should be here. And then the second week of April should be the RO startup, tentatively.
And Van skipped over it, but I wanted to say thank you for installing the changing table in the municipal building.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That was on staff. Oh, yeah. Then Eric's doing the sewer replacement.
Tremendous handoff. I apologize for my attire. I had 2 girls running at the Mason City track meet today, so I'm not supporting the Westwood track tonight. I'm sorry. So Van sent me a request from your guys' meeting last week to talk about how or what to do with the sanitary sewer over at Saget. When I was up here a couple weeks ago for the water plant progress meeting, we took a drive to look at it. Vance has videos of the sewers already, and looking at the condition of the street and how things lay out today. I'm going after it as a 2-pronged approach. The first one being to go after it and take a look at those sewer radios and determine what needs to be done as far as spot repairs, if the main is completely destroyed and it needs to be fully replaced, or if there are other options to maintain some of the street integrity that's there today. So what we propose is to do an evaluation of the sewers and a recommendation of repairs for them. So I ran some quick numbers. To do a full replace with contingencies, about $770,000. To do a cure and replace pipe, so you line the pipe and cure it in place and do some service work, minor patching, and address some manholes potentially, or about $450,000. So, numbers don't lie, but one of the things we have to think about too, is that I was putting numbers together. We have a railroad track to deal with, 2 of them, well, 4 tracks specifically, but two lines, right? In order to cross that, we just did a permit crossing for the city of Fairville. The permit itself took 4 iterations back and forth with the railroad, along with a geotechnical boring report, a settlement monitoring plan, mapping, all those kinds of fun things to go with it. And it took about 3.5, 4 months to do, at the tune of about $17,000, plus another $3,500 for a set of borings on either side of the track, so we know what the soil conditions are there. So if we can avoid that, that'd be great, but if we can't, obviously we're gonna have that process. But that permitting process is lengthy and expensive. But as the railroad will tell you, they were there first, and you get to play by their rules. So our company has a great relationship with them. The last permit they did went very well. It just takes time and effort to put all this stuff together. So we're proposing to do the evaluation report and come back with recommendations after talking to Vance and seeing what we can do to get that I taken care of over there. So that's what I'm at.
I'd like
They have the spoken feed in their packet.
yes, yep, 21,200 for that. So the CDBG also has grants that we could apply for wastewater, sewer projects. So we can qualify up to 500,000, so we can try that area too. And I don't know if that's something Bolton and Mead can help with.
Yes, we
I
can.
know you guys did that for our water plant, so and we could try that too. So
We've got
that's,
people that's all they do is chase money.
yeah.
So,
So if we can, we have 30,000 left in our sewer capital projects budget, so we could do this 21,200 this fiscal year.
Any thoughts? Is that speaker working okay for everybody? Everybody hear okay?
I'll make a motion that we approve Bolton, Maine for 21,200 to develop a project for Second Avenue.
And I would like to say this is just for the evaluation and recommendations, not the full design. So we will come back with, once we know what we're gonna do. And we'll have to figure it
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
out.
Thank you. Please report, Tyler.
Attached call service with your reports. Departments and numbers of call service are highlighted for you to compare. We had a total of 99 calls between February 4th and March 5th. The rifles that we got with the grant money, those came in. So we did get those, so I believe it was about 2 weeks ago. So once we get those kind of equipped with lights and all that stuff, we'll get certified. So one's gonna go in my squad and then the other one will go in Ben's, as he doesn't have one yet. So he'll get one in there, and then once we get certified with those, which will go through Trooper Nelson, as he's a rifle instructor. He's done all of our rifle certifications in the past, so once we get certified with them, they will be in our squad cars. I attended Alice training at the beginning of last month, 2-day training. So I'm now a certified instructor for Alice. I will be assisting Cassuth County, Algonah PD. They have a group over there of Alice instructors that go and they'll come here to help out too. at our schools and with those trainings. So, yeah, we have a training set up for the end of the month with our school here. So get to do that now. And then Jordan, Ben, and I participated in alert training with the sheriff's office and Garner PD. This alert training basically just prepares all of us on how to effectively move through buildings and clear rooms if there's a critical incident that occurs. And I also attended the IPOA, which is the Iowa Peace Officers Association. Attended a conference down in Altoona. It was a 2-day conference, had some great speakers. There's the chief from the Fargo, North Dakota Police Department was there. Spoke on an incident that had happened there last summer where one of their officers was shot and killed on an ambush situation. So we got to hear about that and how he could prepare your department for incidents like that. And then a couple other presenters, but it was a good conference and look forward to going to that next year as well. Last month we talked about the truck radio. I know John mentioned how Buffington would possibly take care of that. I did reach out to him and he did tell me that he will take care of that. So that should be taken care of. And then lastly, Ben was having an issue with with his laptop. Something that he couldn't get Shield or his mock on there to work. So NGT is kind of looking into that for us right now, but he is currently using Braden's computer as he's not using it right now. So hopefully we'll get that figured out.
Any questions? Okay, fire department, John.
You should have my report. For February, we had 1 call. Training for the month, we had fit test, SCBA for the face pieces for the air packs. We also had baseline medical, clean the truck bay floors, the tables and chairs in the fire station. With the diesel smoke, you get carcinogens from all that and from the active fires. So we did a thorough cleaning, even found a few cobwebs up in the ceiling. So got that all taken out. The fire department, we got a deal hooked up with the Knox Box company. And we've got 3 businesses already that have got their boxes in place and working on more. So it's coming along. Met with the rural fire board afterwards, and they have a couple people that are retiring off of that board. So things are changing on all the boards around. So any other questions?
I have a question, and I didn't apologize for not asking you beforehand, but with 3 new city council members, can you give us just an update on equipment, major equipment, how we're sitting for trucks and so forth, what kind of shape we're in?
The oldest truck we have is a 1991. That's a city pumper, city rural pumper. I can't really call them just cities anymore. Then we go to the rescue truck is a 2000, which is got all new LED lighting on it. We upgraded all that. The fire association upgraded all that. And then the next one would be the tanker. That's 2004. And then we've got the fire association bought the pickup and the bed on that, upgraded that. That's 2019. And the last one, the city and the rural purchased was a 2021 Spartan pumper tanker. And it's a custom truck. And basically, the two pumpers are very similar. They have the same size tanks, the same size pumps. Just that there's a little age difference between them. And otherwise, our fire gear, they have a 10-year rating on them. And Elizabeth is helping right now. We're working on a FEMA grant to write for the personal protective gear. Each person's gear, which includes a helmet, hood, gloves, boots, pants, coat, you're looking at about $5,000 per firefighter. And they're only good for 10 years or less. Ours right now are right close to the 10-year mark. Some are over that already. So that's just beyond my control. So
The grant should be submitted tomorrow.
she's been very good at writing the grant, a lot better than I could even think. So thank you.
Is that amount of equipment in terms of the vehicles adequate for a fire department our size? Or are we?
I don't think I think we're adequate. I don't think we're over. There is talk that if we were to have a high-rise building any higher than the hospital right now, we may need some type of a ladder truck. And I don't even want to think about how much that is. But I mean, they're $1 million. The newest truck we got, 2021, that was about $420-some thousand. And I want to say it's nothing special, but it is a fire truck. It is red. It's not case stuff red, but it's red. So, any other questions? I thought I had a short report, and you kept me up for a long time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Zoning, Mike.
I feel like I'm back in school. Standing up for a speech class. Anyway, you should have my report. Permits issued during the month of February. Cindy Garza, she got a permit for a shed. Cheyenne McGinnis, she got a permit for a 145-foot of fence and a kennel. Farmers Trust and Savings Bank, building a brand new bank out on the highway, 8,716 square foot. It's a nice big building. People that I've talked with about zoning, Jeremy Rickhoff, questions about the setbacks for Allen Tire and Auto. And then Cindy Garza, she had questions about the shed before they put it up. Todd Meyer delivered the check for the permit for Farmers Trust. And Wayne Clayton had a temporary tent and wants to get a permit for a shed. He didn't realize he needed a permit for his tent. He's already taken it down. Paul Lushin had questions about building a new gymnasium on the E-Free Church. Any questions at all today?
Thank you. I did talk this month to, last week, I think to Jim Christensen from Architect and so forth, putting that new bank building together.
Yes.
And we will be talking about that more at soon council meeting, as far as ways that the city can help. Whether we talked about, extending the TIF area over into that from across the street, that's gonna cost, what did you say, $1,000?
5,000 to
5,000?
amend it from Ayla and Cooney, which I still have to call my dog, because Jill Kramer said that they may be able to help with that, so we'll look at that avenue too.
So that'll be stuff coming up, but there is progress being made. Sure.
Yep, she's here.
Okay, Andrew, you heard?
Oh, I didn't see you sitting right behind somebody. Sorry about that. Thanks.
Andrew, here's your golf course.
You guys want a copy?
Yeah, I can get them out.
So for 2024 so far, this year, we've brought in $8,550 for memberships. Our total income is up 70,000 from last year. The cost of goods sold up about 14,000 and the gross profit up 60,000. Our expenses are also up 50,000 and the net income up by $6,000 for the year. I had Grassmasters come and meet with us about our greens. He would like to start on April 1st. And he thinks that the whole golf course should be ready by Memorial Day weekend. He is asking for $23,000 upfront. Not sure how you guys want to go forward on that. And our walk-in cooler, I have spent $600 twice so far in the past month and a half. And this morning we went in and the walk-in is up to 58 degrees again. So I got an estimate on that. And the quote from Sure Refrigeration is $6,700 to fix the walk-in. And that's basically the condenser, the compressor, everything. The egg hunt will be out at the golf course again this year on March 31st. Our intention for the greens would be to do temporary greens out in front of the existing ones. And he suggested doing a one putt and pick up the ball. I've notified the school and said that we couldn't have any at-home golf meets this year.
How soon could they fix the walk-in cooler?
He said that it's gonna take approximately between 1 and 2 weeks to get the parts. But I've lost, after this being the third time, I've lost couple thousand worth of food.
Wow. Okay.
The Grassmasters also is requiring half upfront for the city for the irrigation repairs, which is $2,500.
And when is that?
When do they want that by?
Before the 1st of April.
2,500 is for half, you said?
I know that this isn't how we're supposed to do this, but as we all know, the irrigation didn't work last year. And in result, because of it not working, we're expected to come up with $23,000.
That's for the total cost?
That is half.
For the
That's what
games?
they want on April 1st. Mhm.
46,000 total?
Mhm.
Wow.
And it was addressed numerous times that the irrigation was not working and that it was having to be turned on manually.
So for that amount, we might have to go out and get bids for that. And if we can even find somebody else that can.
At our short meeting before here, we are going to set up a joint meet with the council and the country club board so we can discuss all this stuff and make some decisions. Know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Would next week work sometime?
I forgot my phone.
But we want to get on this stuff.
Yeah, I can,
We have several things to go over.
No, I mean, I don't know what I have going on.
I can, I'll message you tomorrow when we talk. And I'll send an email to them with what we decide. Hopefully we can get all of us together.
And so the 23,000 is what I'm really worried about, is getting that up front. The rest of it, he said that he would take payments for over the summer and everything. I think that we, by the end of the year, most definitely can have the other half figured out. But at the end of the year last year, we did take some pictures. If you want to see what our greens look like at the end of the year. Those are all the same, and then these are the same.
I make a comment regarding this. You know, you guys have worked with quotes and things like that. Time frame just doesn't work for that. In order to get this done, to be able to have a golf course this summer, it's got to start in the next couple weeks.
We've already had the 50s and over group say that they won't be coming to us this year.
I heard that.
And that's due to the greens. So
Yeah, we'll have to just
put it on the agenda for the, at
get
that,
get all that ironed out next week. We'll get on it. Any questions? Thank you very much.
next on the agenda, we have to approve pay application number 20 to Hinkle Construction for $122,231.75. Can you get approve that, our engineers? If I can get a motion for that.
I'll make the motion, we approve pay application number 20 to Hinkle Construction for $122,231.75.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Next on the agenda, we have approved change order number 2 for the water treatment plant to extend 129 days and increase of $42,027.29 for the mixer.
Okay, so before you have change order requests, 2 specific things coming out of that. The adjustment to the substantial completion and the final completion. So substantial completion means the plant is up and running and available, everything works. And then final completion would be getting everything from well 2 tied into the plant and then getting all the other stuff demoed and the sidewalk complete and all that kind of fun stuff. So there is room in the allowances still. The sidewalk will definitely fall into that. So, and we still may have some room left in the allowances as it's sitting right now. So we're sitting really good. Some of the reasons for the substantial completion change in the final completion date is, I know everybody's tired of hearing it, but the supply chain issue stuff with the electronics and the controls for the plant has really slowed things down, along with some piping that has taken a little longer than expected. So it's all out of Henkel's control as far as getting that stuff in. As they get stuff, they've been very good about installing it.
They received the piping last week
Yep.
and this week, and it is complete.
And that is the last shipment of piping with the exception of what's coming from well 2. Yeah.
Yeah, you said everything inside was done.
So, and then the mixer, that was an add-on request that Vance threw out to put in, the water tower, was helping water quality, keep everything from freezing up and keep everything going good over there. So requested a price from Hinkle. They talked to the powers that be that do that kind of work, and the 42,000 they submitted seemed very reasonable for the type of work and getting it put in. So, and that's all I have on the change order. Unless there are questions.
How much extra sidewalk are you doing?
You would have to ask.
It's the west side.
So it's the west side of the plant, the northwest intersection completely, and the southwest, in the southwest intersection, the northeast corner. And then we're doing some other sidewalk on the north side. So, but that'll all be ADA compliant.
I'll make a motion that we approve change order number 2 for the water treatment plant to extend 129 days and increase of $42,027.29 for the mixer for the old tower.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I would like to take just a brief second. Every time I've come up here, we're talking about money going out, which isn't real fun all the time, right? But we did get a letter from the state revolving fund folks this past week. The SRF loan we got for the water plant, they ran the numbers through their equations and they came up with a magic number of a reduction in principal of 30% of the loan. So we're going to save somewhere in the range of 1.6 million that would have had to been paid back. So, like I said, I come up here and talk about money going out, but I can bring a happy story once in a while too. I decided I'd share that with you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's a lot of money. Thank you.
Next, we have the advertisement for the lifeguards. I would like to post it in the newspaper, on our Facebook page, on our website, our doors. And I would like to close that for April 30th at 4:30 p.m. I just need a motion to advertise, and then we're staying at the $12 an hour unless you guys want to change that. I did look at Algona, they're paying $10 an hour for lifeguards, so we are decently higher.
I'll make the motion that we advertise for the lifeguard position at the pool. I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I skipped over the setting the public hearing for property tax, fiscal year 25. So we did have that on the agenda, but I didn't put on the agenda at 6 p.m. It will be a separate meeting, kind of like what we did tonight. So that can be the only agenda item. We cannot attach anything else to that meeting. So we can set that again, just stating that it is at 6 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Moving on to approving the pool rates for 2024. I don't think we've upped these for the last, since I've been here anyway, so 2020. The discounted fee through April 30th, sorry, I have to update that date, just pulled the one from last year, is a family would be $120 and an individual would be $75. And then regular membership fees are, after that date, would be family $130, individual $85, punch pass $35 for 10 admissions, and then daily pass is $4. If you're a non-swimmer, it's $2.
So these rates have been the same.
Since I've been here, I'm not sure what they were before that.
They've been that way for a while.
Can I get a motion to approve those rates?
Can I ask something first? So with the $4 individual or like pay daily, I know there's always a lot of question on if we're gonna charge babies. When I started working there, it was the babies cause us to use chlorine. So we always charged them to come in, but I went down there a few times last year and they were like, well, if they're under 2, we don't charge them. So I don't know if that's something we want to think about or if anybody has an opinion on that. I just know that that's always caused a little bit of controversy down there. And, you know, we want to have that set for the high schoolers who are working there so they don't have to think about that.
Well, I know as someone who has a child who's gonna be 2, my child would use the pool even before they were 2. So
Right.
if they're swimming, they're newborn, obviously, they're probably not going in the pool. So it's like, but they might, you know?
Yeah. And I, you know, where's that perfect cutoff to charge somebody and not to charge somebody? Or do we just continue charging everybody who enters?
Do we just say if they're not going to the pool, that they're like little,
Right.
under 2? We don't charge them if they say they're gonna swim, then they pay.
I just want to readdress it so we can make sure that when the lifeguards are there and that everybody's on the same page so that, you know, when we have like a starting orientation or whatever for lifeguards, we can say, hey, you know, let's make sure we're just charging everybody the same so that we don't have any issues going forward. I don't think there have been issues. I just know that, like I say, when I've gone down there a couple times, I've questioned it and I just want to make sure that they're not having issues either.
What if you just did $2 though, for if they're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the babies, you know, that aren't really running around and because they're really not even there that long anyway.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem not charging
Well-
babies at all,
Right, I'm just,
but young babies, you know, young,
yeah,
when they get old enough to go in, then should be charged. But I don't.
Aren't they a non-swimmer? Whether you're 80 years old or 8 months old, you're a non-swimmer.
It would be a non-swim.
If they're not going in, but I mean, if you're taking let's talk about 3-month-old. What do you consider them if they're going in the pool? Are we charging them $4? You know, where do you feel that fits?
They're a non-swimmer.
But why? They're going in the pool. I mean, I'm just making sure that everybody knows, like, these are the things that, you know, at the pool, if we don't set this now, then they have to address it then and there. I would be okay saying it's $2 for 0 to 2 years old instead of calling them a non-swimmer. If you guys felt that was something you wanted to do.
My grandkids have a lot of fun down there. 2 or 1.
I was thinking even when I would take the boys before they were 2, I would still pay $4 because they're going down the slide. You know what I mean? Like there's,
Yeah.
they are, but because we do have that 0 depth area and the baby slide and stuff like that. So it's not,
Well, yeah, if we just keep the non-swimmer, like you said, just non-swimmer, $2, any age.
Yeah, that's
Would
fine.
that
I just
work?
want to make sure that they know what the expectation is for charging people.
Could we just put on there non-swimmer or babies somehow? So that they know that's.
Oh, baby.
So they do typically ask if somebody's carrying a baby in, they'll ask them if they're swimming or not. So, you know, that if they say they're not, then they'll, you know, but.
Leave it at that. You ask if they say they're not swimming, they're not swimming. If they're swimming, it's $4.
That's fine.
Leave it as simple as possible. If they're gonna lie about it, they're gonna lie about it. What do you do?
I'm not concerned about the people lying about it. I'm concerned about the lifeguards who are charging.
Just keep it that simple. Ask the question and charge accordingly.
So what's your feelings? Keep it as is? I'm not sure how we compare to other towns around. Anybody know?
I feel like the council did a survey.
Well, last year,
We looked at that last year.
we did, you brought that, some of that information last year.
I did.
Because we upped our age, which this year it'll go up a year.
Do you
I
remember
don't know what that
the
age is.
Rates were?
I think it's
I
nine.
don't know, I'm old.
Were we comparable?
Yeah, I feel like we are comparable. We are comparable. I know the whole age thing, you know, when I brought that up because they had, originally it was the boy, 8 years old could be at the pool unsupervised if they could swim. And then they had the incident with the diving board and my kids could no longer go to the pool unsupervised without me. So I looked at all of the aquatic centers around us to see what their rules and stuff were. And surprisingly,
We did it on a sliding scale. So
Yeah.
this year you have to be 9 years old to be unsupervised. And then next year will be the last year we up it 10 years unsupervised. And that's something that our,
it was the insurance, like the,
insurance and he wasn't from the county, he was from the state. They're like a pool inspectors that come in when there's an accident. And so he's the one that's like, hey, all these new pools are implementing this age, you should do that too. And then other things, among other things.
so Garner's is actually 160 for a family. 120 for an individual, $5 daily admission. After 5:30, it's $3. And then a non-swimmer with a paid swimmer is $2.
How does their aquatic center compare to ours? I've never been there.
They have a lot more,
They have a lazy river.
they do, they have a lot more stuff than what, I mean, not that, I mean,
So
yeah,
in
right.
a sense, theirs is a little more than ours.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they do have a little more.
And I don't know that they do an early bird special or anything like that either, but.
Do we sell quite a few passes early?
Yes, we do.
I'll make the motion to leave it as is.
Second, anyone?
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
In your packet, you'll see, and I have this wrong on the agenda, it's supposed to be 7th Avenue Southeast. But anyway, we are recommending that the council, orders an abstract for 7th Street Southeast from First Street Southwest and 7th Avenue Southeast. We really don't know who owns that road. Came up in conversation. And so we want to know if we own that road. And so
What's that abstract cost?
$500.
Did you check on that?
That was what Earl said, they run around $500.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Depends how far back that would go. I had one of my property several years ago and it cost me about $800. That was over 10 years ago. It was a bank repo and I had to get it recreated.
So this is
Throw
just,
that out there.
so this would just ensure that if anything was presented to the council, whether it be road project or something, then we already knew whether it was ours or not.
yes.
There's an actual road there, right?
Not all the way.
No.
All the way.
It's right south of Trollson's building.
And the other two first
we're looking
Yeah,
at.
there's not road there.
No, there's no road. It's on the map.
Well, I was trying to figure out where that street was because there's no,
No,
yeah, there's what? There's no road anywhere.
Yeah,
There is.
there is.
Not after First Avenue.
No, not after First
Yeah, there's one block, right?
Mhm, 1 block.
Okay. Then I wasn't crazy.
Avenue. I'd make a motion that we order the abstract for 7th Street southeast, from First Street southeast, southwest
southwest.
to the 7th Avenue southeast.
I got you all mixed up.
Yep, you're right.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried.
So the landfill of North Iowa, their board met and they did approve us to join them. We do have their agreement here. And just looking for approval of that. Well,
We agreed that then the city of Britt is allowed to,
already,
personal people are quote allowed to take stuff to that landfill rather than, what is it, Lake Mills or whatever?
yes. Yep. And then our rates, because we were looking at increasing rates because the landfill, Lake Mills, it's really expensive and are causing our rates to increase. So we held off on increasing them so that we could get this agreement going with the landfill of North Iowa, which would lower our rates, or not lower, but maintain our rates, I should say.
And we had this agreement figured into our budget, correct?
Yep, we did much quicker.
So the rates are gonna stay the same for the citizens of the town.
Yes.
Because before, the city was spending more on sanitation than it's collecting from the resident because Absolute was charging the city more because they were being charged more by landfill and Lake Mills.
But we're still gonna have Absolute, they'll just dump in Mason City.
Yeah.
Landfill and Lake Mills is owned by Waste Management, who was jacking the prices up really high.
I think it was like 20%.
Yeah, it was a
Is
lot.
that tied to us not using Waste Management anymore?
Pretty much.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried.
So we did open the pool manager advertisement. I would like to close that for March 29th so we can start interviewing. We kind of have one applicant, but
Kind of.
kind of. They just applied. They saw that we held applications and I mentioned it to them. They said they would be interested, so somebody came up with an idea, I can't remember who it was, to advertise, Vance, to advertise them at like Waldorf and Nyack. I did reach out to Waldorf, so they will be advertising there. I have yet to reach out to Nyack. I will do that tomorrow.
So we might have one application.
We might, but we have to close it at some point, so we'll start.
Before we open the pool.
You want to close it when?
March 29th.
I'll make a motion that we post for the pool manager.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion on that? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. This commercial lots. We talked about this a little bit. We have, and we have our lots listed or laid out now, they're not listed. I have talked to, Renee Deemer about it, she's talking to the other realtors to see how they want to work it. And, yes, and as far as working a commission agreement with us and so forth, and how they want to list it. Before, when we did lots like that, there were two realtors down, now there's three. So before, when one would sell, they would split commission with the other one. And so now it would be a three-way split, which makes it a little bit different. So we need to think about how we want to do that, look at it. There is a bigger commercial lot layout with the prices on it. We need to look at those prices too and see if you want to keep that price listed or if you want to adjust it. And I told Renee, if we have somebody that wants to come in and build there and employ 20 people, we'll definitely look at that pretty good as far as cost of the lot goes. But it's still up to you guys. I have no say in that, but that's what I've heard other council members say. And so I just wanted to get your thoughts on that and see what your thoughts are. Do you want to list it with the realtors? So we get an agreement put together with them, and then also to look at those lots. And if I can remember right, these are 25 to 45,000. Is that right? It looks like 25 to 45, depending on the size.
Oh, wait, there's $100,000 one. Oh, never mind, that one's sold, just kidding.
Probably look at them again.
We should, we just put it on the agenda, how's that, next month? Get it on the, we'll get paper copies of this for everybody. And get it on the agenda. Because I think something needs to be done on that, we need to market that a little bit better.
Because right now, if someone inquires, it just goes to City Hall. Like, there's a.
Yeah, I know Joe Kramer from the Hank County Economic Development. The reason why we're talking about it is she asked 2 or 3 weeks ago, she had somebody called, was interested, wanted to know who to get a hold of and how much the lots were, they didn't know anything about it, so we need to get it out there. And that person wanted that information the day before. They were in a hurry. But we'll get some more information up here. Bring that up again. Anybody here wishing to address city council? Go for it.
So for all who are standing on and more specifically in the SWAT group, SWAT stands for Student Wellness Assistant Team. You're all here for, SWAT is more for the high school, elementary, middle school. We all are here. SWAT is for trying to prevent our students from taking drugs and just helping them be the best student that they can be. So I'm Hannah Barker, I'm a senior.
I'm Reese Wesley, I'm a freshman.
I'm Addison Prime, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Jamie Zahorik, I'm a freshman.
I'm Katrina Ross, I'm a freshman.
I'm Julia Hill, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Samantha Stenberg, I'm a sophomore. So we are here to address the council for passing a marijuana ordinance before the state of Iowa will legalize recreational marijuana. We have a few items that we'd like to discuss. So we're concerned for kids our age and younger, or even later in life, because our brains aren't developed until the age of 25, or at least later, or younger. and they're using all types of substances before that has a lasting impact on their brains. We know that if more substance is available, then more people are trying to use it, even though they're not old enough. We know that the THC in the part of marijuana makes you high. The marijuana products has increased drastically in the last few years and effects can be long lasting. Marijuana has directly affects brain function, especially the parts of the brain that are responsible for memory, learning, attention, decision making, coordination, emotions, and reaction time. Marijuana can increase mental health issues, increase the chance of addiction. Approximately 3 in 10 people who use marijuana have marijuana use disorder and can impair teens while driving. I actually just read a book about a teen using marijuana, and he actually he got psychosis from it when he ended up committing suicide because of that. We have a copy of the best practices that we'd like to share with you, and also a copy of the Garner oranges, the big ordinance that they can also marijuana growing and sale. We just wanted to see if this would be something that you would want, if there would benefit our town for Britt, and how would it help you.
The ordinance that Garner passed, it restrained like how far it can be from like playgrounds or schools or daycare centers that are registered. And it also like how they can
How we can keep it away.
advertise.
Kids and stuff, so they don't get the kids attraction and make them want
Yeah. And also like age requirements and like they have to photo ID, they can't use lights to advertise, they have to have somebody at the door checking age.
Tyler, you see this? Take a look at it.
And if we pass this sooner, before the state of Iowa legalizes recreational marijuana, it will be easier to pass if we pass it before it, because then people are gonna be not as much for passing it.
It's just helping us to where we are okay when it does, or if it does get passed, so then we don't have to like scramble to like, okay, what are we gonna do?
Because if I understand right, we can't, once it's passed, we can't go back and zone it, because that's like saying discrimination, right?
I'm not for sure. Yes.
We think so, but we're not quite sure on that.
I'm pretty sure.
We had to cover that extensively in POW, and the reason why Tim Schmidt and the council unanimously passed it is because they wanted to get it into the industrial zone, opposite and away from the school, before the state got its teeth into the situation and allowed any kind of a shop to be set up downtown. And the city business people wanted it away from their businesses because they felt it would be a drastic detraction from their business and would actually deter people from going downtown. So the businesses petitioned the city council. The city council overwhelmingly, unanimously moved it into the industrial park, to the furthest end of the industrial park that they could possibly take it to, so that the state rules, when they came down, they wouldn't be grandfathered. They would be stuck with whatever the city of Garner had put into place. That's what these fine ladies are discussing, is moving it away from businesses, residences, and schools, parks, anything that would be any kind of inclination that the kids could get to it.
Well, I totally commend you girls for what you're doing. Very good. We can't do anything tonight because it wasn't on the agenda, but we will put it on next month's agenda. And we will talk about it. And I don't think there'd be a problem, but I think these girls deserve a good hand.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to address the council? Okay, that concludes our regular meeting. We have just a small thing we've got to discuss. As far as bidding on something goes, so we're gonna go into closed session. But if you high schoolers need some paper signed, go ahead and bring them up, and sign. And, we need to adjourn this meeting and then start closed session. Just go into closed session.
We're gonna go to Hello. Yes, please.